Yeah, fire away. Let's go. Let's do it.
Did you feel like the game shouldn't have been as close as it was in the first half?
That was kind of a peculiar first half. The defense did a great job getting the turnover there on the first drive. We only came out with the field goal. And, it just seemed like we really never got in sync offensively in the first half. We were moving the ball a little bit, then we would stall. There were some penalties that were getting us behind the sticks, and I thought the defense did a good job holding strong in the first half and kind of keeping us in it and keeping us close. Nick Talbot didn't play. He was out of the game with an injury, so we had some of the receivers shuffled around. Wetzel actually moved over and played Nick's position. He played the X. He did a phenomenal job. So, we just didn't execute the way we needed to, in the first half. And, that's just the way football goes sometimes. Game football goes sometimes.
28 points in the second half, Coach. What kind of adjustments did you make at halftime?
Our coaches, all the credit for this win goes to the players and our assistant coaches. We came in and, we sat down as an offense, sat down as a defense, kind of diagnosed how they were attacking our different formations and personnels and put a plan together what we wanted to come out and do in the second half. Position coaches related to their kids, and we went out and called our game, stayed aggressive, and, the kids executed. And, like I said, the credit goes to them. They did a great job.
If you go back to the first half, on the first drive, 4th and 1, you elected to kick.
Yeah.
What was the thinking there?
Yeah, the thinking was, it was the opening drive, and I wanted to get points on the board. And when you've got an All-American kicker, I don't want to say those points are guaranteed, but thus far this season it's been pretty darn close to being guaranteed. And I just wanted to take the momentum of the recovered fumble and moving the ball a little bit and get some points on the board. Because when you're facing a quarterback like that and an offense like that, you're going to need points. So I just I thought it was the best decision there to get some points on the board early in the first quarter.
How did losing Niebuhr affect the game plan?
It did affect it, because there's things that we game plan, and both quarterbacks are capable of running the entire game plan, but there's things that we have in the game plan that are better suited to Ryan, and there's things in the game plan that are better suited to Michael. And they're not specifically tailored to them, but if you had your choice, those are some of the things you'd run with Michael. And that was part of the thing as we sat down in the second half. We said, hey, all right, we're going the rest of the way with Ryan. What are some of the things that he does well within our scheme that we game plan for? And, it hurts. Michael's an excellent football player. He's done very well for us. And, when you take that kind of athletic ability and playmaking ability out of the game plan, it's incumbent upon the other guys to step up. They did.
What is the injury?
It's a knee right now, but I don't know to what degree.
You said that Brian moved over today.
The X position, yeah.
Do you think he's going to get some more looks after the game?
The thing with Brian is that he's probably the most versatile of all of our guys. In a pinch, we can line them up. We have 4 receiver positions: Z, H, S, and X. And at any point during practice, Coach White can put him in at any of those positions. And, he's got a football mind. He's very football smart, but I don't think it's a decision in the sense that he has to be the X now. Nick had 12 catches. Nick's having a great year, and at the end of the day, we're going to need all of them. When you run as many 3 and 4 receiver sets as we do, you're going to need all those guys to play at some juncture. And it was just a credit to Brian and the rest of the receiver corps that he was able to, and Coach White, that he was able to pick that up and execute as well as he did. I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good day.
It's all right. Can you talk a little bit about how Higgins kind of, after Niebuhr, he goes down, how he takes over the offense, and how he just kind of assumed the role?
The things that you saw on the field today from Ryan, I think, are the characteristics that won him the job in the first place. Ryan's a senior. He has that type of urgency in his preparation and his demeanor. He did the things that he's done, all through fall camp and thus far this season. We have to, be careful with him because sometimes he's prone to forcing the ball in there and, when he should be taking a throwaway. But that's also part of what he does well, that he's aggressive and he looks to make the plays. So, we just got to kind of wean some of that gunslinger out of him. But, that was the expectation level, Ryan, that he was going to come in and operate the system. Coach Browner does a great job with those guys, and I was very proud of Ryan. I thought he did a great job.
The defense gave up a lot of yards, but you got stops when you needed them. How important is that? What does that to change?
The thing with, like I said, this Matthews kid is an unbelievable football player, and I would be shocked if he's not a draft pick in a few years. But they're going to complete balls. So it's not like you could go into the game plan and say, hey, we have to completely shut them down and limit them to 0 receptions. I mean, that's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. Coach Blackwell and the staff put a great game plan together that we were mixing up our zone coverages, our man coverages, our pressures, our max drops. And the big thing was not allow him to be comfortable back there, mix up the looks that he was seeing and hold him out of the end zone. I mean, with an offense like that, you're going to contain them. You're not going to stop them. And I thought we did a good job getting off the field, creating some turnovers, and for the most part, holding the points down as opposed to the yards.
How about the play of the offensive line in Carlton? I mean, rushed for 176 yards. There was not a lot of pressure on Ryan throughout the game. Talk about how that impacted the offense in the second half in particular.
Our philosophy as a program is that we want to physically dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And in the first half, I didn't feel we were getting that done. I didn't think we were rushing the ball as well as we should have. I thought there were some, protection things that were, not clean. And we went in and we had a nice stern talking and challenged the offensive line that if we were going to win the game, we had to put it on their back, and they had to help us run the ball and protect the passer. And I think they took the challenge. And obviously the result in the second half is a credit to Coach Rodriguez and the O-line and the tight ends in the backs. I thought we did a good job establishing our physicality in the second half.
What's it like winning on homecoming as an alum?
Pretty cool. I can't remember if Marist was a homecoming game for my senior year. I think it was. So just to. In a lot of ways, it was like the first game. You're able to come back and get a win, and now a lot of firsts. And now it's your first homecoming game as head coach of the place you, like I said before, played and went to school, and to see so many familiar faces here, coming off the field and in the stands, and the crowd support and the attendance was tremendous. So hopefully we can keep that up. But this whole experience being back here is just something special. And it's, like I said, I'm very humbled and honored to be back.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Carlton, what changed in the second half? Where it was different than we able to get so many yards?
Right, I changed the second half. The O-line, winning at halftime, we didn't really perform the way we wanted to. So, we went in there, made the adjustments, made the corrections, and, the coach, us too, he challenged the back, challenged the O-line. Everybody could, pick it up, go out there, get it done. He put it on his guy's back. He said, hey, in order to win, you guys have to dominate the line of scrimmage. So, he took that to heart, I guess, and went on the second half, and, they got pushed, and it's a credit to those guys because they met the challenge. So, pretty much, I think just the mentality standpoint, they just went full steam ahead. So it was great.
31 carries, you like shouldering a little.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't lie.
I guess. Whatever it takes to win. They don't want carries. They don't want carries. He didn't really feel like it. I know the last drive. It's more of a 4-minute type offense. As you guys know, 4-minute. Just protecting the ball, protecting the lead, just trying to run the clock out. So that padded a little bit, but we try to stay balanced as much as possible. I try to run the ball, open up the pass a little bit. For guys like Brian Wetzel. So just so happened to play out that way. So I'm happy you did. You got the win.
So Ryan, what was it like to kind of have to take over the offense after Mike went down?
It's something that I prepared for. Whenever you run a two-quarterback system like we do, you always got to be ready for if that guy goes down with an injury or something like that. You got to be ready to step up and carry the load, shoulder the load. And I think my experience from the last couple of years would kind of help me out there, where I know that I'm going to be the I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to be the quarterback now, and I kind of got to take control of the offense. And I think all the credit goes to the other guys. The CJ, the other receivers stepped up huge. I think the offensive line played unbelievable. Those guys really, those guys played awesome today. Especially, you could see it on that last drive. They played awesome. So all the credit goes to everyone else.
Ryan, there's a play, you caught a 14-yard pass. It was Ryan was scrambling and you came back. Talk about the awareness that you had to have there to make sure you got that first down and keep that drive going.
Honestly, I was just looking for the sticks, and I know I had a route going across the middle to the other side, and I saw Ryan roll out. And what Coach teaches us in practice is come back to the ball, and we have different ways to go. I know I was in the far, so I had to come back, and I knew Ryan was scrambling right, so I had to come back to the sideline, and thank God he found me. That was a big drive.
Were some of the drops in the first half frustrating?
Not really. They are and they aren't, because you kind of got to see it, move on right after. Because playing quarterback, you have to have a short memory. So, those things can't really affect you. Like I know these guys are reliable. I mean, they're my guys, so I know I'm going to keep going back to them. A drop is nothing to me. It shouldn't be anything to them. So I mean, just keep going back to them, keep throwing the ball, and I think we kind of got rolling in the second half a little bit, and I mean that showed in how many points we had.
On the first drive of the game, coach elected to kick. Were you in his ear trying to say, let us go for all of you guys?
I don't think so. I mean, first drive, you just want to get points. I think we wanted to get on the board. I know. I mean, we have Pat, so I mean, if we get down there close to the red zone, close to the fringe. I mean, we know that we have a kicker that can make it from anywhere out on the field. So I think that was encouraging to get points on our first drive. I think we hit on a couple of good passes and stuff like that. So I think, I mean, I wasn't really getting in his ear to try to go for it. I was trying to take the points, trying to get some momentum on our side.
So Brian, heck of a game. What was it about the Cornell? Like, what was it that you could exploit? How'd you put up 153 yards today?
Well, we knew that there were two freshman cornerbacks, so we knew that they were new. It was their first game, Cornell's first game. So we just had to show them how the big boys played. And, I know Coach is going to put in a great scheme for the game as long as we run the right routes, as long as we play together as an offense, as long as the offensive line's blocking, as long as CJ's picking up the blitz, as long as Higgins isn't getting pressured. He throws the ball, and it's our job to go up there and get it. And I think we did a great job of that, at least in the second half of it.
Did you feel like the defense sort of let up or was flustered when you guys? There were a few big plays that you guys struck in. One play or two plays after that, each time you struck one big, you scored. Do you think that's the no huddle and all that type of defense?
Oh yeah, I mean, you could tell in the second half that our tempo and like the way we played, that kind of got to them a little bit. I mean, they were tired, they were frustrated. We had some big passes down the field, and I mean that really gets to a defense, especially with the young secondary like they had. I mean, those two freshman corners were kind of getting beat up in the second half a little bit, and I think you could kind of tell that once we got on them, we kind of kept the foot on their throat, and I think we closed the game pretty well, and that's what Coach was talking about all week, was just being better closers. If you go back to last week in the second half, we didn't really close that game out that well. I think this was something that's definitely positive for us. That we went out there in the fourth quarter and we closed this game out, which is awesome.
You guys gonna be celebrating tonight?
A little bit, not too much though.
Playing it safe.
And then it's homecoming game, playing in front of a packed house. Just talk about how the atmosphere was and just really what this can mean to the program. It's kind of a marquee win from all those people. What can this win do for you guys?
I mean, I think the atmosphere was great. I mean, I was feeding off of it in the second half. We hit those big plays. You can kind of hear the crowd erupt after that, and you just feed off of their energy. I think that was awesome to show. I mean, last year, I know it was kind of frustrating for them coming to the games, and we didn't perform up to the level that they kind of expect us to. So I think it's great to come out here, especially homecoming, with all those people up there, and put on a performance like we did and just get a great win against a good team too. Cornell was awesome.
For the seniors, last homecoming game for you guys, what is it mean to go out?
Yeah, I mean, wow, it means a lot. I mean, to come on top. I mean, like Ryan attested to last year, a lot of people, even players, we didn't perform to the capabilities we thought we were capable of performing to our potential. I mean, we really underachieved last year. So, to come out, work hard all season, and then just come out, get it done on homecoming like this. Going in that time, being down, and coming back up, racing and leadership across the board. It really says something. I feel like players. Not getting too discouraged, fighting through it, fighting adversity, and coming back and battling. So I feel that seniors, this one means a lot, especially tonight. So.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's awesome. I mean, I was talking to Chris Watkins and Brendan Melanify before the game, and we were just talking. This is our last homecoming, so let's go out in style. I think we kind of did that, which is awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.